Well, butter my crumpets, a warm welcome back to my channel. As you can see there, I'm rubbing my hands. I am here at the Worcester Pitchcroft Parkrun, where I will be the official 20-minute pacer. That's right, guys, only 2 weeks after Newport Marathon have I recovered enough to be the official 20-minute pacer. And yes, there's the obligatory photo to prove that I have the official 20-minute pacing bib. Could I do it? What was going to happen? I know a number of you watching this will want to see the full unedited run vlog. I was going to call it the race vlog, but remember, kids, parkrun is not a race, even though I'm there as an official pacer, and it'll be a timed event. But yes, politics aside, let's get ready to rumble. So this is a full unedited, no fancy music, just me panting away and chatting with lovely people like you. And here we go, off we go for the first parkrun. And as you can see, all the fast bunnies are going off like a bull in a china shop. Remember, it's not a race, but they're all racing themselves, aren't they? Quite a few here, all of the usual suspects, but you know what? Not all of the usual fast suspects are here. That's why I'm the 20-minute pacer. Normally there's someone else doing the fast pacing, so this is an official pacing day. Parkrun all around the country sometimes have official parkrunning pacing events. Obviously they have official parkrun events every Saturday, but they have official pacing events, so there's all sorts of times available. Sometimes you'll get random pacing, but often there's a full event where they'll have all the timings, and from 18 minutes all the way up to 60 minutes. But today it was just me at 20 minutes. There was no 18 or 19 minute pacing, and there was no 21 minutes. I think the next guy's 22 minutes. So I'm just glancing at my watch here, checking the pacing's not too spicy, because I think I may have gone on a little bit too fruity at the start there, getting caught in the excitement with everyone. But I'm getting into my pace, and it's important pacing at this event that I run at the pace that's needed. Now, it's not going to be an exact science as we go through. I'll show you the markers for each kilometre as we go through, a sort of rough domestic guesstimate, so to speak, whatever that word means. I've just made that up. Yes, we'll patent pending for that word. Pacing, guesstimate, race-timate. So when I'm crossing where I think the kilometre is, this is all based on GPS, and you'll see the times for each kilometre split. So there's quite a group behind me. You can't see them, but there is a large group behind me, all following me very religiously, almost like the Pied Piper from Hamlin. And some running alongside me. You'll see a guy just on to the right of me, some running alongside me, but I've now got a good group here. And these lads in front, the one with the number 10, are all racing independently, running independently, and the lad in the red top has gone off ahead as well. So as we go through, you'll see either we catch up or we get caught with people as we go through, but that's parkrun, the joys of parkrun. Coming through a slight narrow section here with the trees, and we have a sharp right, and there's a marshal here coming up. Thank you, Marshall. Yes, great job here. Cone on the bollard there, and bearing in mind this is a safe parkrun, as all parkruns are safe, so there's lots of safety features to ensure we don't run into that bollard in the middle, but everyone's being given a briefing and made fully aware that that bollard is there, so it shouldn't be a shock to anyone. On the left you'll see a fun fair. So yes, on the parkrun there's the theme park, so we're not exactly running through the fun fair, but it's to our side there anyway. And there's people already passing us now, getting into their stride and pace as we go through. So you've got the fun fair on the left and the main race course on the right. So as it's, I think it's some kind of holiday. Yes, is it this leftover from Easter? So the date of this is the end of April, so we're just passing Easter, and we're heading towards the main Pitchcroft grandstand straight ahead of us there. So we've got some sort of rough section here, and then we come into some artificial path, grass, whatever you want to call it, which is a crossing across the racecourse. Thank you, Marshall. Yes, so we turn right here, and I'm in a bit of a chitty-chatty mood with some of the guys here, and they're all asking we're coming on pace. So we're coming up to our first kilometre. What was the first kilometre split. So I'm just glancing at the watch. Yes, we have an official split. And there's the first kilometre. 3:55, no surprise, 5 seconds quicker. But you know what? When you're running at this pace, 4-5 seconds either side doesn't really make much of a difference at this particular point, as long as you haven't gone too fast. So I had glanced at my watch, and this is what I do when I'm pacing. When I'm going at my own pace, I don't look at my watch, but when I'm pacing, I want to make sure I'm not going off too fast or too slow. So I do regularly glance at my watch to ensure I'm going at the right pace. So it would have blinked at me, 3:55 it would have said on my Garmin. So as far as I know, I'm on pace, and I will just hold this pace. As tempting as it is, seeing all those lovely people up in front, if I was giving it some, I'd be wanting to chase them down. Yes, that's right, chase them down. So if you see me passing people, it's not me getting quicker, it's the others getting slower. Thank you, Marshall. Yes, it's others getting slower, which often happens in a 5k. People go off too quick. And there goes one speedy bunny. He's obviously had enough of my steady pace, so he's going off at his tidy pace as well, which is great. So we're coming on a lovely section here along the race course. I say lovely because we're still only on we haven't completed 2 kilometres yet. This may not be so lovely on our second loop. So we're now beginning to pass some people who have gone off too fast at the start. And it's part and parcel of parkrun, isn't it? How do you get on a parkrun? Do you tend to go off too fast, or do you tend to hold a steady pace and then speed up towards the end? Let us know in the comments below. So the lad in front's getting a bit concerned because he can hear the locomotion behind him. I think he would have clocked it on 20-minute paces, so in his mind he probably wants to keep ahead of me to try and go for that sub 20. Let's see how he progresses. He's doing very well. I don't know who the lad is and what age he is, but he's considerably younger than me. Probably old enough to be my grandson. But anyway, that's we do get people of all ages at parkrun. So obviously if they're below a certain age, I'll be running with their own adult with them. So you can see the lad is glancing behind me here. So he is taking this as a serious race, but I am just holding at a steady pace. I'm not going too fast, too slow for my particular pace. For some people, holding a 20-minute pace is fast, but for others it might be slow. So we are slowly catching up with this lad, and he's still giving it some. So he still wants to stay ahead, which is fair play to the lad, yeah? If he wants to race, he wants to stay ahead of us. That's what racing's all about. You need to stay ahead of your competitors. But we're now beginning to pass him. I think he does then push again. Thank you, Marshall, on the left there, yes. So we're coming along on what I would call would be the home straight on our second lap. So we're going to come round this, but obviously a bit more tired, a bit more exhausted than we are right now. So we're holding a steady pace, and we've now caught up with the group that did go racing off ahead, but we seem to be holding on to them now. Good pace, don't you think? So for me, whilst this is 2 weeks after Newport Marathon, they said Matharan, whatever that word is, should we patent pen that one as well, Matharan? And for me,
thank you, Marshall.
Thank you, Marshall. That Marshall there, I think, is one of the most enthusiastic, if not in Britain, but the world. And there goes this lad again. He's pushing again. So he's pushed ahead of us. He's had enough of me sauntering along at a 20-minute pace. So he's going to give it some. And there goes another speed bunny. So there's people now getting into their pace. They feel, right, I'm feeling comfortable at this 20 minutes. And we've passed now the second kilometre, 3:56. So mildly slower than the first kilometre, but again, mildly quicker than needed for the 4-minute kilometre, 20-minute pace. But only by 4 seconds. So we're holding a good pace, but as I say, people have now been following me and now beginning to push on. So if you're aiming to get that 19-minute or 19:30, some people do push on at this early stage. Again, everybody runs their 5k a different way. Some run steady all the way through to get 19 minutes or 19:30, and others will run with the 20-minute pace and then kick on a blistering 1k, much faster, maybe 30 seconds faster, and then running a 19:30 that way. But everybody's different. This young lad here is doing an absolutely tremendous job with the West Midlands vest. So my guess is he's represented West Midlands running team for his particular age group or school group, which is fantastic. Yeah, great to see that they're out there here giving it their all. So I'm now locking in at my pace, and again, as I say, it may be tempting to try and push on and pass this guy and push up with the other two guys who've gone past, but it's important for me to hold my steady pace. So the guys, gals, all behind me. I wasn't glancing behind me, but I knew there were people behind me following me. How close, how far, I don't know, but they can all see my bib with the number 20 on the back. And this is where I'm now. The marathon is the marathon legs are beginning to kick in, thinking, oh my God, what have you done to me? Thank you, Marshall, on the right there, thank you. What have my legs done to me? Because I've not ran at this speed for long before marathon training. I wasn't doing any fast. Thank you, Marshalls, all there ready and raring to go for when they do the scanning of our barcodes. So my legs are beginning to feel it here, but I've locked in a particular pace, so it's important for me just to focus and keep going. Now it's all about speed and focus, because we're on the back straight. This can be, of those who've run Pitchcroft many a time, this could be the dreaded, often the 3rd kilometre is the slowest kilometre in parkrun. So I know I need to hold this steady pace so that people can hold on to me and keep going, because once we turn around and go for the 4th and then final 5th kilometre, you could say it's all downhill. But it's all flat here at the wonderful Worcester Pitchcroft racecourse. And if you haven't done this parkrun, get on down here. It's absolutely fantastic. As you can see, it's beautiful, flat and fast. So we're coming up to where one of the storms that we had through the winter, a tree had been blown down. I'm glancing at my watch there again, checking I'm not going too fast. So with the fallen tree in front of us, you can go left or you can go right. This is where the start was, so there is safety fences around it, so nice and safe. Again, we decide to go left, which is where we started, and we've now literally just passed the point of where we started the actual parkrun. And we're really, for those going for that sub 20 for the first time, this is where you start to grit your teeth. Yeah, you're coming up to completing your 3rd kilometre. You've got 2 kilometres to go, so it's a little over 2k to go now. What is the time on our 3rd kilometre? So I've let those guys go because they're pushing on to try and get as close as they can to 19 minutes, and I'm holding my steady 20-minute pace. Glanced at the watch again, checking I'm not going too fast. As it blinked at me, am I checking for the actual pace? Yes! 3rd kilometre, 3:54. So 6 seconds quicker again. So we're well inside the sub 20. But when we say well inside, we've got now the 4th and 5th kilometre. And sometimes you could be well inside by 10, 15 seconds, and it all falls apart in the 4th kilometre or the final 5th kilometre. But I'm holding my pace, and hopefully psychologically when you're running with someone, it's great to hold. And there goes that guy kicking on now. He really wants to give it some and kick it on for the final 2k to see how much under 20 minutes he can get. But can he hold this pace? We may see him again as we're coming up to the final 5k, or we may not. So watch as we progress. He's glancing at his watch also, checking what time, what pace he's doing. And we're coming to the section that you've seen before. We got the stables on the left of the Worcester Pitchcroft racecourse, and we're coming to that narrow section with the trees again, where we then turn in through the middle section, a bit of gravel, rough area. So we're cutting through. I did check with the guy on the left saying we're going to go this way, and I know that there's a guy immediately to my left running almost to my side, hence why I'm on the right hand side of the path, and there's a number of other people behind me. How many, I still don't know. So you can see we're now beginning to catch up with red t-shirt man up front. He's looking at his watch. Is he tiring? Is he tiring? And the guy in front who did push on seems to have just held that distance. He's not pushing on anymore. So is he already all at full gas? Well, we don't know. I'm not running alongside him. We can't hear anything. We're coming up to our marshal again as we cross right past the bollard in the middle. Thank you, Marshall. Yes, applause. And there you see the gentleman on the left. He's right alongside me, feeling comfortable. A number of these people, you'll see as we get to the end, it will be their first ever sub 20. So this is where, hopefully, me being the pacer has held them back to not go off too quick, which can often happen in a parkrun. If you've gone off too quick, as in way too quick in your first kilometre, you can often be left to pay for it in the subsequent kilometres where you're trying to hold on. We're passing the park walkers at the back, and we'll be passing a few more as we go along. Thank you, Marshall, on the right, checking that we're all okay. So you can probably hear my breathing. I'm really giving it some. There's some spectators on the left, quite a large group there, spectators. Thank you all, yes. And here goes this chap. He's now properly kicking on. He's got about a mile to go from here. 1600 metres. Thank you, Marshall. And this is the point now. So I've called out. I'm checking my watch. Coming up to 4K. I'm now telling people if they want to push on. Thank you, Marshall. If they want to push on and they're feeling comfortable, now is the time to start pushing on. So the lad there with the white cap has already pushed on, and he's going for it big time. And he's now passing the other guy in the shirt. So the people are now beginning to push on. I am mildly, and I stress mildly, slowing down because I know I've got some time in the bag, but still holding a particular pace. So checking there on that pace. It's now the final kilometre. This is often do or die. And off this man goes. Yes, I've told him do or die. He's looking at his watch, but he really needs to go now. We've got about 900 metres to go. 900 metres, 800 metres. Oh, we've got 1 kilometre to go because we've just passed the 4th kilometre at bang on 4 minutes. Bang on 4 minutes. So finally I am holding a 4-minute kilometre pace, but then we don't want to have too much of a sprint at the end, do we? So it's now the final kilometre. I'm telling this guy, push on. Thank you, Marshall. Push on now, and off he goes. Off he goes. Perfect timing to push on with the final kilometre. He's held on with me, said he'd stick with me all the way through, and he's done a great job. And here he goes now. This is his victory, 1 kilometre to the push for the final. Can he run a sub 20? Now we're passing the 60-minute pacer, tail walker, and we're now passing a whole cluster of people who are all doing their park walk. Quite a few. There was a massive turnout at this particular park run today. I think there was over 600, which is a huge number. And as you can see here, a large proportion of walkers that we are now passing as we go along here. Plenty of room for walkers and runners. But this man's absolutely going for it, doing great guns, checking his watch. I think he knows what time he's got in mind, what he wants to finish in. Thank you, Marshals. There's the old Let's Walk and Talk 5K Your Way group passing there. So I'm still running at my pace. Well, I believe I'm running at a steady 4-minute kilometre pace, but I am beginning to slow down a little. So he is pushing, and this is where I say it can be a bit of a challenge when you're left on your own at the front, but you can now smell the finish. I'm shouting at him. There's the 54-minute pacer. I'm now shouting at him to keep pushing and try and catch up with those two guys at the front. Because red t-shirt man and grey t-shirt man at the front, are they slowing down? Are we beginning to catch them up? Yes, he's pushing again. 51-minute pacer we're passing. And there goes another guy. Oh, he's off. 400. And I did shout at this lad. I said, follow the man in the apricot top. Chase him down. So now apricot top man knows he's got someone to, and they're kicking. They're both kicking hard here. Thank you. Another walk and talk tail walker 5K Your Way. They're properly kicking on. You can almost smell the finish line up there to the right where we turn off onto the grass. I'm looking at my watch, making sure I'm not going too fast, too slow, because it's so tempting to go with these guys and run with them. But my job is here to pace. So hold that pace, Donato. Don't go off too fast now. Oh man, it's when you're a racer, it's so tempting to just push and go. But we've got to hold the pace. Keep it there, and we can hear that Marshall cheering. Thank you, Marshall. As we come to, in a short distance here, you'll see the bollards. Right turn onto the grass. You can see all the people weaving off there on the right there. So the 2-3 guys up front, well inside 20 minutes. Absolutely blistering pace they took off at. Turn right. Thank you, Marshall. Now this is it. The guys behind me. I didn't know how many were behind me, but I knew I'm inside the time. But I still have to keep going. Still have to keep going. The 2 guys who left us for dust have absolutely disappeared into the horizon. A good 20-30 seconds inside 20 minutes. Absolutely brilliant. So as I'm coming up to the finish line, I know I'm ahead. So I'm slowing down, and then I'm going to take a slight detour. Here we go. There's a man holding his phone as he's going for his sub 20. As I slow down, I turn around. There he goes, sub 20. 1, 2, 3. There goes in, all sub 20. And right behind me is Matt as well. 5th kilometre, a 4-minute 10. 4-minute 10, and you can see the joy. Arm swinging.
Just inside.
Thank you.
Well done, you've done it.
Well done, Ian.
Your first sub 20.
Thanks, mate.
Well done.
First sub 20. Official time, 19:54.
It's good, isn't it?
Absolutely buzzing. As you can see, the joy when you've ran your first sub 20 is quite incredible. So whilst we're doing this, we're finishing and having a great sub 20. There's others coming through. I know that Matt was just behind me. We've got to keep our places when we finish the park runs, so there's no placing lost. And we're coming along here, and yeah, I mean, for me, this particular park run will always be special because it was my 50th volunteering, first time sub 20, and so many coming up to thank me afterwards that went through for their first ever sub 20s. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you, parkrun. Thank you for everybody being so brilliant. Yes, if it wasn't for the volunteers, these events wouldn't happen.
Well done, young man.
Cheers. That lad who absolutely went off blistering pace.
You should be dancing, singing.
Well done, young man.
This man got a sub 20 as well, and the man in front.
There's Matt as well, coming in under 20.
Sub 20 on man.
There's another young man with his first sub 20.
1930, so you pushed on and made up 30 seconds.
You
see what
see you all soon.
I
hope you enjoyed this vlog.
Because you wouldn't get 30 seconds back if you
were
going back.
Very soon at another park run where who knows whether we go sub 20 or just jog it out.
Thank you all so much
for watching.
Sub 20. Wow.
Bye for now.
Wow, I should get